Serious question. After everything that we've done, do we still stink? 89 losses in the month of September as we go ahead and simulate. We're in the final couple games here. We're now at 97 losses with 6 games remaining. So really, there's no time to waste here. We need as many wins as we can possibly get within the final week of the season to avoid another 100-loss season. You can see again, we're stuck at 97, guys. We're 47 games back from the Dodgers. Woohoo! Let's get this game underway. Andrew Abbott, the lefty, 7-13 record. Seems like we got a good chance, a good shot here to get a W. Got Jaden Hill on the mound. The walk rate's a little high at 10.6. The strikeout rate, not very good either at 13.5. And it's a pretty decent lineup here for the San Francisco Giants. Here's our lineup. A little bit of a B squad, if you will, since we don't have Brenton Doyle. He's out for a little bit. And, of course, Yanquiel Fernandez is manning center field in his absence. Jaden Hill getting a pop-up there for out number 2 is retired. Beautiful night there in Oracle Park. Hopefully we don't get to 98 losses. We don't have a lot of losses to give. Heliot Ramos. Line drive right past Nolan Jones. Should be a double, but here comes the throw from Nolan Jones. Woo! Not in time. It's a double here for Ramos, but you know what? I'm really pleased with Nolan Jones in right field lately. That arm strength really plays well out in right field. Willy Adames is going to swing on through a slider. Nice pitch by Jaden Hill. Good 2 innings of pitching. Gotta love that. How about Oswaldo Cabrera? Perfect. Right into the right center field gap. He's actually going to go for 2. And he'll just get in there standing up. So leadoff double here in the top of the 3rd. Lefty-lefty matchup there for the youngster Cole Young. Swings on through the sweeper. 1 out. Man at second. Ground ball. Oh, what a play by Willy Adames. That was a surefire run scored if that had just gotten through. But Nolan Jones will ground out. Here's a line drive. Oh, nice play by Chapman. Has he got enough time? Great job by Owen Miller to barrel down that first base line. Get safe. Love it. Look at the stretch by Naylor. Just couldn't quite get him. But Matt Chapman's going to exit this game. And now it's time for Anthony Reagan, the youngster, to come on in here and replace him. He is a first baseman by trade, but he can play third. So I like to see that. Anthony Reagan getting a little time in this gameplay action here tonight. Well, base hit here back-to-back, and then the throw coming on home. Not going to be in time. Miller's going to score. Tolia is going to take second. Rockies figuring out Andrew Abbott right here. Ground ball from Tovar to Adames. He's got time. And that'll do it for the little push by the Rockies. We got 2. That's a good place to be here against the Giants in Oracle Park. We know this team loves to have a flair for the dramatic. They're always walking stuff off. It's crazy out here. But a strikeout and then a double by Tyler Fitzgerald. That is number 46 on the season. That's crazy. And then Ramos with 2 outs, man at third base. That baby is gone. 384 to tie this ball game up. It was almost a 105 on the exit velo. Here's a base hit by Adames, but hey, he's actually going to head for second. Here comes Nolan Jones with the throw from the wall. He got him. What a beautiful throw by Nolan Jones. Again, he had the one earlier, but this one he finally gets Adames being super aggressive. Nice tag right there by Tovar as well. Here's Hunter Goodman in the 8th slot. Going to get a base hit. Yanquiel Fernandez. Perfect. Going opposite field. That's in the gap. Here comes Goodman, rounding third. He's headed for home. Here comes the throw from Adames. Oh, no. Goodman is thrown out. What a relay by Ramos and Adames. And here's the ump cam just to see one last view. It was a very, very close play. But the catcher, Hunter Goodman, cannot get past the catcher, Sam Humph. Cole Young flies out there to Ramos, and that is the end of the 4th. So a nice inning by the Rockies, but we could not capitalize and get those runs home. Here's Anthony Reagan on a 1-2 pitch. He's going to line out to Yanquiel Fernandez. He's there to make the catch. Reagan on the changeup. Might be figuring out Jaden Hill here, so we'll see if he faces him yet again here later on in the ballgame. Mullins, ground ball, base hit right past Tolia. Here comes Jones again. He's going to have to fire this thing back into second base. Almost had a little red there going home. That would have been disastrous if he overthrew somebody. How about Gerard Encarnacion? This is the double play ball that we needed, but we had a brain fart. Oh, Tolia He went 1 and he went 4. That's like, what are we doing? Go 2, go 1. It's a double play opportunity. So instead of a tie game after a double play, we have a 3-2 game. Giants with the lead. Pitcher comparison, 6 strikeouts for our guy, Jaden Hill. Only 1 strikeout for Andrew Abbott. He's got some strikeout stuff in his game, but so far we have been able to put the ball in play, get a couple hits, not taking a lot of walks. We're looking pretty good so far against Andrew Abbott. We just got to find that timely hit here to get more runs up on the board. Here's Owen Miller. Nice double. Shot right through the left center field gap. You love to see that. A 1-out double. Kyle Schwarber. How about a little power? Go! We need some Schwarbombs. It's been forever. It's been way too long since we've seen any Kyle Schwarber extra base pop. I think it was like since opening day in St. Louis when we saw him hit a double. Here's a shot by Michael Toglia. This one's deep. This one could be caught, and it's not. It's off the wall. Not going to be able to make the catch is Gerard Encarnacion. Here comes Toglia rounding second, headed for third. The slide. He's going to be tagged out. But we do get the run back that we gave up. It is now tied. Here's a play by Owen Miller. Got to get Jung-Hoo Lee's too quick down the baseline. And it will be an infield single, but it was a very, very hard shot right at Owen Miller. I don't blame him for dropping that. We do get a strikeout there on Ramos, and that was an awesome pitch against a good hitter like Ramos. Here's Willy Adames, base hit back up the middle to center fielder Fernandez. He's going to end up throwing this thing to third, but look at Adames with a heads-up base running, goes to second. So now we've got kind of a problem here. Josh Naylor's a clutch hitter. 3-1 pitch, and Hill's going to miss outside with a change. So bases are loaded for Anthony Reagan, and we have to make a change. I don't trust Jaden Hill in this situation. So let's get another arm up and going. So we like Diego Castillo with the velo, with his sinkers, all the movement that he's got on his pitches. Here's a 2-2, and oh, Lord, missed on a slide piece to Anthony Reagan. So a full count, nowhere to put him. Tie ball game. Walking in a run will give the Giants the lead. Here's a fastball, high and inside. He popped him up into center field. Fernandez is there, and Reagan, the youngster, is solved by the veteran Diego Castillo. Love to see it. Tristan Beck coming on here in the top of the 6th. That's a perfect line drive from Ezequiel Tovar. Low fastball inside. Love to see that. Look, he keeps trying to get us inside, but Hunter Goodman's got that one. Again, shot right through the left center field gap. Tovar's going to score from first base. Love to see it, guys. It's a 4-3 game for the Rockies. 25 RBIs for Hunter Goodman this season. How about Yanquiel Fernandez? Whoa, perfect pitch to swing at, and oh no, center fielder Jung-Hoo Lee drops it. He didn't catch it. So heads up base running there by Hunter Goodman. Going to get to third. Again, nobody out. Runners on the corners. Oswaldo Cabrera. We are swinging on through that one. Strike 3, and Fernandez is thrown out. So strike him out, throw him out. Double play. Cole Young's our only hope here, and a great play by Tyler Fitzgerald. In the hole, in the grass. Ouch. First base, second base hole. Unbelievable. So here's Anthony Reagan against Lucas Gilbreth. That's not good. That's deep. That's far. That's gone. It is a tie game yet again. The Giants won't quit. Gilbreth, the lefty, we turned Reagan around. He's a better left-handed hitter than he is a right-handed hitter. He's thinking fastball, first pitch, 0 count, try to sneak a little slider low and away, and boom, goes the dynamite, as they say. 1-2 pitch here to Cole Young, and that's going to be a fly out to right fielder Encarnacion. 2-2 pitch here to Nolan Jones. That is a line drive to Jung-Hoo Lee in center. And Owen Miller draws a walk. So at least in the top of the 9th, we do have one runner on in this tie ball game. Let's see if Kyle Schwarber can get it going here, guys. He's got the 30 home runs, but we haven't seen many of them. Here's a line drive base hit to center field. It's going to actually stop a little bit in front of Jung-Hoo Lee, allowing Owen Miller to get to third base. Love that. Great job by Kyle Schwarber in the 3-hole to step up big time with a big knock right there. 1-0 pitch here to Toglia. That one he got jammed on. It's a sinker inside, but he floats it right in front of Ramos. That'll be a ribby. Schwarber getting a little greedy there at second base. Tolia comes through. It's 5-4 Rockies. Tovar trying to come through, adding on to the lead now, but he swings through an off-speed pitch there, the slider, and the rest is history. So we will now go to the bottom of the ninth. I could put in Gregory Soto in this situation, but we got two right-handed hitters, Fitzgerald and Huff, and then Jung-Hoo Lee. And I know that Soto's a good closer for us, but we're actually going to do something a little bit weird, a little different here. We're going to change some things up. Chase Dolander got moved to the bullpen, as you know. He's 3-14 this season. Not a very good sophomore season. A little sophomore slump action, but we're going to put him in to close. So he's been actually a better reliever than he has been a starter. And you know what? He did a pretty damn good job, I got to say. 3 up, 3 down. He gets the save. His first career Major League save. I don't know if that's ever going to happen in real life. I just think it's kind of funny. We're using him in like a John Smoltz situation here. You were once a starter. Now you're a closer. It's just kind of funny. I thought it was funny. I thought it was cool. Well, Tolia, player of the game, 5 for 5 today. 2 doubles, 3 RBIs. Nolan Jones at the top of the order didn't do anything. He went 0 for 5. But you know what? That 2-3-4 setup there that we got going, Miller, Schwarber, Tolia, that was really all the offense that we needed. Hunter Goodman was great too. I mean, we had 18 hits today, guys. Jaden Hill kept us in the game. 7 strikeouts. It's a great game. All right, so we're kind of taking a little risk here by simming these next couple of games. We have 98 losses now, guys. And I simulated that one as well, the one on Saturday for the A's. So we're winning some games here. Now, I ended up simulating this game as well on 27th because, again, I wanted to see, are we going to be stuck with 100 losses or are we going to be stuck with the 99? Well, a little clickbaity of a title, a little clickbaity of a thumbnail, but we ended up not getting to 100 losses. That would have been like, what, the 3rd in the last 4 seasons, which is terrible. Luckily, last year in season 1 of this franchise series, we didn't get to 100 losses, so we had a little bit better of a year than what most people would have anticipated. But regressing, that was not in my cards here this season. Regressing on the win-loss record with Marcus Thames, I thought we would have improved with a lot of the moves that we made. But looking at our offense, looks like we did improve in some of these areas that we were setting out to actually improve. Hits, doubles, the power, right? Average, base percentage, all this stuff, right? Offense was huge for us. It was a big focus, and I think we really did improve. We were 11th in doubles, guys. Triples, get this. Look at where we're at here. We're inside the top 20. We're actually in the top 15. We're top 10 in triples. Love to see that. Home runs, that was, I think we were like 28th or 29th. We upped it to 24th thanks to Kyle Schwarber's performance this season. So I like what we did on offense this year. It was a lot better, but I think what we need to do again is just refocus our efforts on improving the offense, right? We got some young guys. You got some young cats in there like Tovar, Doyle, Tolia. Those guys are like our big 3, and I'm using that in air quotes here, the big 3. Defense, pitching was a little bit better this year as well. Defense, our fielding percentage was really good too. We're just, again, we're focused on trying to build this team in the right way, so to speak. We want to build it on pitching, defense, and speed. And I think we're getting closer and closer to doing that. So as we end out the rest of the video, guys, we're just really looking at how our guys performed, how they looked from a season-to-season perspective, a couple recent games tabs that we're going to look at too. Again, Chase Dolander was a lot better as a reliever. He was pretty much used in 2 innings max. It's kind of what I like to see for a young guy that was really struggling for us in the rotation. Now, that might not happen in real life, but for us, I have to do what I have to do as if this was real life, right? These are really what's making up my decisions. Guys' performances and guys' production here, kind of making calls based on what they're doing here in our little universe. Juan Nava, I really liked his progression this season down in Double-A. Of course, I don't have the stats for you guys for Double-A since our season at the Major League level is over. Walker Buehler pitched well for us. I think we signed him to a couple-year contract, so he'll be back next year. Ryan Feltner on the chopping block for me. I don't know if I want to bring him back for Season 3, which would be 2027. Hancock was actually really good to start the first half of the year, but he since fell off. Jaden Hill is really making a case for me to be a factor in spring training. If he wants to be kind of a long relief guy, especially if we want to try to get rid of like guys like Jake Woodford or Kyle Freeland, guys that don't have any options, minor league options left. Like, can't send them down. They got to be at your big league club, and they're not really that good enough anymore. Like, we could kind of move on from some of these dudes that are taking up some money and taking up some space on the roster. Like, Freeland actually pitched better this year than he did last year, statistically speaking, and he had over 100 innings pitched. He had 109 to be exact. So, and we've got some young guys like Perales here that we just traded for from the Red Sox. We got Palmquist, we got Blake Adams, we got Brody Brecht. There's some youngsters coming up the pipeline for our pitching staff. Mason Albright, he's 23 years old. Again, Brody Brecht there, Sean Sullivan. So these guys have a decent enough overall where if you call them up, they could actually contribute and be a big part of our future. So I really like what we're doing here with our strategy from season 1 to get all these pitching prospects in, like Ricky Ibar and Christian Fontenot, of course Juan Nava, and then of course we got all these C potential arms that could be a factor in like bullpen or even trade pieces down the road. It's a good setup. I really like what this group is looking like here for season 3, season 4, so on and so forth. But again, kind of my idea for next year is really just to see, of course, Juan Nava. We got to look at him in spring training. Bullpen wise, kind of want to rebuild that too this offseason as well. So there's still some areas that I think, you know, we can buy some time for guys like Kirby or Fontenot or Kevin Hollis. Like, they're progressing pretty nicely. Montanez is progressing nicely too, as you guys can see his plus and minuses. He didn't have any minuses actually. So we're looking good with our youth, with our youngsters. I'm liking where the starting pitching group is headed. Now, again, for the relievers, I like Moretta. I think I'm going to bring him back. He's still relatively young at 29. Diego Castillo is a guy that I'd like to bring back. He does offer some depth there. Kittredge, I think he's bye-bye. I don't have any intention of bringing him back. Gilbreth is a little... he's weird for me right now. I like the fact that he's a left-hander. I just feel like we could do better reliever-wise. Like Louis Varland, didn't really get much of a shot here at the major league level, but he's a 65. He could be just one of those dudes. It's a middle reliever that you use every so often. I kind of like his stuff. I like what he's bringing to the table here. Victor Vodnik, I was really hoping for it. You know, I told you guys this at the very beginning of our series. I was really hoping with that B potential that Vodnik would end up being a guy that we could turn into a closer, that he could be something. But we might end up having to move him to being a closer anyway, because we only have one true closer in our organization in Soto. So you know what? Victor Vodnik might end up editing him to a closing pitcher. But Hunter Goodman actually had a really good year. He was our lone all-star for the Rockies. Had some nice progression. Had a big-time regression there with power numbers against left-handers. But you know who's on the come-up is Drew Romo. He's 24, 69B. He's a switch-hitting catcher. Hit 240 in limited action. You know, maybe Hunter Goodman's not the answer for us in this series. Again, he's having actually a really good year in real life this year for the Rockies, who are terrible. I think they're 5-25 right now. It's not good. We picked a great team to do a franchise series on, guys. Chris Bryant actually saw some progression, even though he's super old now. He's just wasting a lot of money for us. First base situation, we kind of have that solved with Michael Toglia. Second base, I'm actually surprised here at Tom Cloutier's regression. That's a little crazy to me. Adiel Amador, a lot of people in the Rockies organization, a lot of fans love Amador, what he's going to be able to do for the Rockies in real life. But I think just given what we have depth-wise with Cameron Cawley and other players like Jet and Cloutier, where we're not really sure if they're going to be outfielders or infielders, Amador might be a guy that's on the trading block down the road for maybe a pitcher, maybe a for sure like big time arm, because he is so young and he's got some good potential there. Now for third base, Owen Miller, Oswaldo Cabrera. This is a position that I think I want to upgrade going into this off season. Now there's some guys like Warming Bernabel. He's 23, 66C. He's still got some good tools to be a solid third baseman for us, but you know, we got a lot of people that can play third base, so it's not like super pressing, but it could be a big get for us if there's a really good player, a good power hitting third baseman in the free agents. You got Cole Young, +7 against contact against lefties, +6 contact against righties. Love to see that. The vision went up by a +3 as well. 22B71. He's only going to get better. He had a 252 batting average and over 300 at bats. So that's something to be excited about. I think we won that trade with the Seattle Mariners with the McMahon and Kyle Farmer trade. You got Ryan Ritter on the come up as well, 25 years old. So I like to see that. I like to see the youth getting some nice progression, especially with C progression. A lot of times in MLB The Show's past, the guys wouldn't really progress with C's. So I'm actually I'm loving to see that. 32 home runs for Kyle Schwarber. RBIs went down just a touch, but again, I think if you can give him some protection, if we find another big bat, like again, another third baseman that can hit, maybe it's Nolan Jones. Maybe Nolan Jones moves to third base as a full-timer. He could play third. He could play third. I haven't seen him do it in real life, but he could do it here. He's got the eligibility, and he's got that 99 arm. He might be a guy that we consider moving to third. That way it would actually give some younger outfielders some run out there. Like Yanquiel Fernandez could find a home. Brenton Doyle, I'm a little concerned with his production, really. His batting averages have not been very good. Keeps getting hurt, and he was actually regressing a little bit there during the season. So I'm a little concerned with him. We got Brando Maella. I'm excited about Maella. I love to see the progression that he's had since the trade with the New York Yankees. Jordan Beck, real life, he's fixed his swing. He's got a lot of power now, and I'm actually excited to see what he's going to do in season 3. Eden, I don't really expect too much from Cameron Eden, but again, he's more of a depth guy, speed, defense, maybe a 26th man, maybe another guy that's a 27th man, like when you need him, injury, spot starter type deal. Charlie Condon tore his MCL during the season, if you guys remember that, so he had a little bit of a setback in his career development, so I'm hoping that this upcoming season he can be a monster down at AA, maybe a spring training invite, maybe we get him up here to the big leagues and he can make an impact. All right, playoff bracket is set, but before we dive into the actual simulation of the World Series, we've got awards we got to take a look at. So we got Shohei, J-Ram winning the MVP on both sides. You got Bailey Ober winning a Cy Young. That's crazy. Batting title, Acuna for the NL, Arise for the AL. That's crazy. He's actually in Oakland A. Oh, sorry. Sacramento. Wait. Las Vegas A. Pretty cool that a custom prospect is going to win. Custom player is going to win the Rookie of the Year for the NL, Anthony Reagan. Love to see that. And then Manuel Silva, 18 years old for the A's. Round 3 of this past year's draft. So he already got the call up. That's crazy. 18 years old, wins Rookie of the Year. Just gets a lot of playing time, man. We should have called up one of our guys to be Rookie of the Year. But that's hard to compete against a guy like Anthony Reagan. Maybe next year. Gold Glove. Well, Hunter Goodman had a 996 fielding percentage. That wasn't good enough, apparently. So he needs to not make a single error. Don't even make 5 errors. You can't do it. Gold Glove for second base, third base. Owen Miller was actually up there too, which is kind of nuts. 987, 97 putouts, 261 assists, and he wasn't considered for more than that. I guess it's the fielding percentage that they go off of. Nolan Jones at 990. Out there in left field, we had Brenton Doyle, who had 12 assists, 257 putouts, and a 1,000 fielding percentage. So he again loses to Jacob Young 2 years in a row. I thought, if you guys go back to last season's awards review, Brenton Doyle got snubbed. Truly, he got snubbed. He should have won it. He had more putouts, he had more assists, and he had a perfect fielding percentage, which is crazy. So the Phillies and the Mariners, so it's like the J.P. Crawford World Series. Phillies are going to win it 4-3. Cal Raleigh is the postseason MVP for the AL. Kyle Tucker wins World Series MVP. Bryce Harper wins postseason MVP for the NL side. Now, just taking a quick look at the 2026 retirees, we've got Nick Martini, who was a Colorado Rocky in real life, but he wasn't on this roster to start off our season 1. Whit Merrifield retires. We've got, let's see, anybody else right there? Aledmus Diaz. He was kind of a prospect, failed little prospect there. Tyler Anderson, former Rocky. He's going to retire as well, age 37. But a solid career for Tyler Anderson. He's all done. He can enjoy the sunset now. All right, let's get into the little off-season preview, guys. Reviewing our staff, no one's got their contracts expiring, so that's good. Gregory Soto's up for an exclusive negotiation We'll offer him a 1-year contract. I'm good with kind of a little overpay there just to make sure that we get him. That's fine by me. Diego Castillo, again, I was kind of on the fence about, but I ended up deciding he's 33. He's not incredibly old. Like, we can offer a 1-year little deal right there, about 3.6, maybe 3.5. Yeah, sign him in here and, you know, shore up some depth there. He can't really hurt us. Kittredge, he goes bye-bye. Now, for the free agent preview, there's a lot of really good pitchers here. Freddie Peralta, Tarek Skubal's in the house as well. Chris Sale, Flaherty, Crochet, Cortez Jr. if you want to go a little deep dive there with another left-hander. But there's some guys here that we could pay for that could really help out our pitching staff, that could, again, push some guys down. Like Buehler's not a 3, he's now a 4. Maybe Juan Nava can marinate down in AA for another season, but you know, maybe Dolander's not an ace, right? Maybe he's the number 2 guy. Maybe you get another dude in here that can help you out. But pitching, I think we're going to address it in free agency. We'll see if we can target some of these top tier guys. Again, we're looking for a little bit more power as well. But it'll be a fun off season. We're getting there, slowly but surely. We're getting there, trying to build it the right way, a realistic approach. I'll see you guys in the next one as we get through the entire off season, and then we'll do a little spring training preview. And then the next video after that, we'll get right back into opening day action and more gameplay to start off season 3. So again, guys, leave a like if you like this thing. I'll see you in the next one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and peace.